I laugh because I sort of remember parents saying, well, I really don't want my daughter high jumping or running over hurdles because she may not be able to have a baby if she gets older. So there was those fears that, participating in sports would do something to the woman's reproductive system. Good morning. I'm Alfreeda Goff, and currently I am the Senior Associate Commissioner of the Horizon League, Chief of Staff also. I've been in college athletics for over 30 years. I've held a number of positions, from being an administrative assistant all the way up through and including being an athletic director. I was a head coach at the University of Pittsburgh for track and field, and just enjoyed college athletics and the different experiences I've been able to have working with the different entities for the past 30+ years. Title IX means I was given an opportunity to help young women participate in sports, something that I was not afforded the opportunity because I was pre-Title IX, but it also enabled me to have an opportunity in college athletics that I didn't think would ever be possible. I remember starting our first track program at the high school that I taught at, and it's interesting because I didn't think any of the young ladies would really want to be involved in sports, and we had over 100 young women come out for track and field. Now, we didn't have anything other than a great facility because we didn't have a budget for uniforms and equipment, and the school board at that time was very slow in turning over funds for women's sports, but they knew that they had to do it, but they took their good old time about it. But the young girls were not discouraged, and I remember wearing tie-dyed shirts and navy blue shorts and tennis shoes. We didn't even have spike shoes to wear at that time, but it was an opportunity to compete and get out there and do what they wanted to do, which was have fun, as well as learn some things about being a team member, about being a young woman, and being able to compete in sports and not having to be considered a tomboy, which was the term back then, if you wanted to run, throw, catch, or jump up and down. We were a little proactive. Title IX was on the books but not official. People were developing the law and what have you. So once it became official, now it had some teeth for some of us who really were proactive for young girls to participate and have the same opportunities as young boys. We could go to our school boards and we could say, we need funding similar to what the boys have so that we can at least get our program started. And so the wave across the country was at first resistance, to be honest with you. You have choices to make. Abide by the law, and then you have to determine how your budget or budgets will get you to where you're supposed to be. I don't believe that you need to cut men's sports for women's sports, but I also don't think you need to downsize women's sports to enhance men's sports. I think you can find a balance, and yes, it's difficult, especially in this day when dollars are short, but I think you need to work through that and do the right thing. We will have to continue, maybe not fight as many battles, but there are still some issues out there that must be addressed. Now we call it gender equity. It's still Title IX. Now we must enforce the law. There are still some people who don't believe they have to abide by the law, and that's what it is. It is a federal law.